Hello everybody out there, it's the future once again. I'm back here with another update video on my collection. This time I'm only going to be showing off about 10, 11 VHS that I've picked up lately, you know, thrift stores, friends that sell, stuff like that. I've got like 60 DVDs to do an update on too, which I need to get around to doing, and I haven't been picking up any more because I really need to do those and watch a lot of those that I've picked up before I go out and get more. But if I see them, I always do grab them. I kind of wanted to give a little overview on how my collection's doing. About 600 DVDs, and I have to count the VHS, and I'll let you guys know about how many I've picked up on those lately. But there's a lot of my VHS are right down there, and down there too. You can't see out of the light, kick it out of the way. But you see, you know, I have a lot of DVDs up here too, just stacked. I got to get up to showing you guys that at the end. But here we go, guys, on the VHS update. And before I get started real quick, I'm going to leave his link down below, actually both their links down below. CineStalker and Cdub from Chronochord Media, both really cool channels. CineStalker, he likes to stalk around, do hunting vids, checking out for VHS, DVDs, you know, rare out of print. He likes to do a lot of the old school horror VHS and rare and out of print DVDs and stuff like that he deals with. And he gives you good information and just makes really entertaining vids. You never know what he's doing. He could be out on town. He could be at a store checking out toys. You never know, man. But a big up to him and shout out to him. And his link is down below, so go check him out and support him as well. Also, Chronochord, Cdub from Chronochord Media. He hosts with me on my Brawl for All Pro Wrestling show that I do here on YouTube. He's a co-host there as well as just a great friend. And I always like to shout him out and tell everybody to go check out his videos. I mean, he does reviews on movies, does reviews on television shows, video games. They do all kinds of stuff over there at Chronochord Media. So if you like what you see here and my updates, go check them out, man. I recommend both those channels right there. So here we go, guys. I picked up, you know, this comedic horror slash, I don't know what you would really say, Bruce Campbell, the third installment in the Evil Dead franchise. It's Army of Darkness. This is an Anchor Bay release right here. And I know CineStalker has said that the Anchor Bay releases, a lot of them are rare right now. So if he could give me a little info on this, I would be much appreciated. There you see one of the wacky special effects there. This movie made in 1992 and distributed in 1999 here, this VHS by Anchor Bay. Really, really cool, and happy to get a hold of Army of Darkness. Now I just need the two other beginning movies of the franchise, the first two, to complete it. But very happy to pick up Army of Darkness. Cool cover art there. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. He has to go battle the Army of Darkness. Army of the Dead. Very cool, man. You know, Sam Raimi made this franchise too, who made the Spider-Man franchise with Tobey Maguire, which I enjoy too, but yeah, he did this. Salem's Lot, I picked up. This is a horror genre one. The Ultimate in Terror. A lot of the Nosferatu type feel here with the vampires. Very cool. This was like pretty sure like a made-for-TV movie. It could have got a theatrical release. I'm not sure with that. 1979. This was released in 98. You see, it was based on a novel by Stephen King, directed by Tobe Hooper, who directed Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist there. But you see some screenshots from the movie there. As I said, a lot like Nosferatu, the vampires in this. Highly recommended for sure. I've watched it a couple times already. Can't go wrong with Salem's Lot. It's the Warner Brothers Hits, not Platinum Hits, release too. See the Warner Brother logo on there, so check out Salem's Lot for sure. Then I have Twilight Zone, the movie here, and actually my friend that picks these up, that's here in town, he likes to go around to the flea markets and stores and pick up a lot of this and then resell them. And I picked this up off of him. He said it was really hard for him to find this one, Twilight Zone, the movie, but he's real cool on hooking me up, so he hooked me up with this for only $1. There you see a quote by Rod Serling. But you see what I mean? This is really cool. 1983 is when it was made, and 1999 release. What I mean is, you know, one of the actors in this was actually killed during the making of the movie. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but he was killed in the making of this during the shooting of the segment with the Nazis. If you watch this movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. He's the one that died during the making of this film. It was a helicopter accident. You can look up more of it online for sure. Just look up Twilight Zone, the movie accident. I've seen some YouTube clips of the actual accident and stuff. I don't know if you're very into seeing that, but they do have clips from the actual accident. I don't know if it's hard to find because of that, or if it's just a hard to find VHS. But yeah, 83, 1999 release here, Warner Brothers. So very happy to get a hold of the Twilight Zone movie. I do have the original Twilight Zone series on DVD every season right there, so I think that's a good partner there with those. Companion piece, I would say. I was able to pick this up. My friend brought this in to me and showed it to me, and I was like, I'm going to grab this because it's Disney Presents the Best of Schoolhouse Rock. It was the top 25 songs voted by fans. It was a special 30th anniversary edition. I think it was made in 66, so this would have been released in 96. It's got all your favorites on there, man. All the favorites. Conjunction Junction, I'm Just a Bill. You even got 3 is the Magic Number on there. Man, all the good ones. I was like, man, I have to pick this up when I seen it, especially because it was a Disney distributed, Walt Disney distribution for the special 30th anniversary there. They must have gotten the rights to present this on VHS. So, because I don't remember them having anything to do with Schoolhouse Rock. But very cool in the clamshell case still. Very nice copy altogether. Really enjoyed it. Very cool. Next was a comedy stack that I picked up for these. It's The Breakfast Club from 1985. Emilio Estevez, Paul Gleason, Anthony Michael Hall, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, Ali Sheedy. Very, very good movie. It's like 5 teenagers put in detention. If you haven't ever seen this, if you're younger, definitely go check it out. This was distributed in 1990 and made in 85. So, there it is, The Breakfast Club. You see Emilio Estevez, Molly Ringwald, and all the rest on there. And what's kind of funny about this Anthony Michael Hall is in the other MCA Universal release that I picked up of Weird Science. Yeah, one of the classics right here. It's all in the name of science, Weird Science. Very cool. This was also made in 1985. Anthony Michael Hall was on the ball then, man. But what's happened to him lately, I really couldn't tell you. There you see 1 hour, 34 minutes. Yeah, it was kind of modeled after the Frankenstein legend where these kids computerize their own kind of dream girl or whatever. But yeah, definitely go check this out. Made in 1992. I don't want to give out. And look, I got to thank Heather for, I didn't even notice that, but I got to thank Heather for getting rid of this and me getting my hands on it. So 1985, 1990 release, Weird Science, had to grab it. Next, Inner Space. Very, very good one. Steven Spielberg presents, Joe Dante film. They teamed up on Gremlins, and then they teamed up on this really good comedy. Martin Short thinks he's crazy, but actually Dennis Quaid has been interjected into his ear in some tiny ship, so he's able to communicate with him within his body and travel through and see things that Martin Short will never see. Inner Space, guys. This is a really good one. Check it out if you're into the 80s movies. This was made in 87, launched in 90, produced in 97 here. Inner Space, used, very good. I don't know where it came from. Picked these all up for like 50 cents a piece, to $1. Here is Airplane. I picked up a very, very classic comedy made in 1988, or no, made in 1980, and this was distributed in 1988. But very cool. You can just tell by the cover art there, which is very classic. It's one of those Paramount releases, kind of like Chinatown and Last Detail here remind me of those releases. They're all Paramount. But yeah, I was very happy to get a hold of this Airplane. Very good comedy from 1980 if you haven't ever saw it. 2 years before I was born, actually, guys. So figure that up. Here is Frankenstein, the actual Universal Classic Monster Collection, Universal Studios release, VHS. 1999 is when it was released. This movie was made in 1931. You know me, I'm a big fan of Boris Karloff if you checked out any of my videos. The original horror show, Frankenstein. This is really good, you know. It's kind of, you know, he's like a monster, but he doesn't want to be a monster. It's like, it's just great, man. You got to go back, and I like this little Frankenstein, like cover art poster that they did for back then. Probably an advertisement poster for Frankenstein, but it's right there. Very cool. Boris Karloff, the misunderstood Frankenstein. He's actually Frankenstein's monster, but everybody calls him Frankenstein. So, see, the man who made a monster. So he's not Frankenstein, he's Frankenstein's monster. This is Dr. Frankenstein. So, yeah, Boris Karloff, as you can see, plays the monster. Classic. It made him a legend for all time. Gotta love it. I got that up here in my little display shelf where I'm just putting random VHSs that I like. Just like a little display. Kind of reminds me of the old video store vibe. Got my classic horror 50 movie DVD collection there in the middle because I love that Phantom of the Opera there right next to Boris Karloff, Frankenstein. If I could get more of them Universals, I'd have them all up here. But there's one last item I'm going to show that I had picked up, and really happy to pick this up. So let me take it down. And you just seen a little bit of it earlier, but it was the 5 VHS tape set, 25th anniversary collector set from Star Trek the movies, you know, the original cast movies. As you can see, the USS Enterprise there, and I love this because, you know, all 5 tapes come out. They make up, when they go in, they make up the USS Enterprise there on the side, so that's really neat for display. And I really wanted this because I am a big Star Trek fan. I have a lot of Star Trek merchandise and stuff like that I like to collect, and getting this 5, even though they weren't the greatest movies, the show, very, very, the show's just a lot better than the movies, let me just tell you that. But there's the original cast there in their older days after when they were making these movies. There's the 5 posters there for the movies. You have the motion picture, Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan, which is the best of the 5 by far. Star Trek III, Search for Spock. Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. And 5, The Final Frontier. And speaking of that, Final Frontier, still sealed in the package too, not even opened. Really cool, man. Paramount released this. And yeah, it makes up the Enterprise. Very cool box set, kind of scratched up, but I was able to trade, if you've seen any of my last videos, I was able to trade that Johnny Carson 4-disc DVD set here. I had a double of it, and I traded it straight up for this, so I was really happy to just trade straight up. I've seen them going for like 20 online, from like 15 to 20 online. Not very expensive, but just very cool to have for a Star Trek fan like me. And I had this before I picked up the box set anyway, and it's if you're going to have a double, you might as well have a double of The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek II, which I actually watched last night, and man, this is still definitely the best of all the movies. And I don't think I even want to take a chance of putting these in a player and getting them 8 or anything, so I don't even know if I'll even open that Final Frontier or ever watch them, but I just love the display, because I've seen all the movies before, don't really need to watch them. I did watch Wrath of Khan. That's the only one that is worth a second watch, in my opinion. So, the movies weren't that great, but I was able to pick up that collector's set, which is really cool up there on my entertainment center, and really just sets the whole thing off. And as you can see there, it's just growing immensely. And I'm running out of room, and I need to get more shelves and stuff like that. But yeah, as I come to the end of the vid here, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe, give me a like, throw a comment down below if you're a collector and you like anything that I see, or any recommendations or anything like that, or just any talk period. Leave your comment down below. I also want to tell everybody to go check out CineStalker and Cdub from Chronochord Media before I forget again when I close out the vid here. And yeah, just thanks for watching. I will be back soon with 2-part vid. I'm going to do 30 and then 30 plus of DVD updates. And that'll be coming very soon. It's been a couple weeks since I did any vids, so I wanted to throw this one up for sure. And before I close out here, I did want to show off these little finger puppets. My sister knows this woman that does the coin-operated machines, you know, for like kids that they can put stuff in it. These are like little finger puppet things. And she was able to pick these up for me, and I want to give her a shout out. This is really cool. Juggernaut, Doctor Doom, Spider-Man, Venom, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and Wolverine there. Look really cool right in front of my figures that I have there, just for kind of like set off this little shelf. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be back with much more in the future, no pun intended, but I am the future, and like always, thanks for watching, and peace out.